Hello guys, this YouTube channel Path Enlighter, and this video is regarding industrial relations for APFC exam conducted by UPSC. And this video is presented by me, Deepak Jaiswal. I'm a inspector since 2006, ranked 161 in APFC 2012, and after joined as an APFC Ahmedabad in 2014, from which I later resigned. Now coming to industrial relations. Industrial relations has its roots in the Industrial Revolution, which created the modern employment relationship by spawning free labor markets and large-scale industrial organizations with thousands of wage workers. Industrial relation as a concept was founded by John R. Commons when he created the first academic industrial relation programs at the University of Wisconsin in 1920. Industrial relations encompasses a set of phenomena, both inside and outside the workplace, concerned with determining and regulating employment relationships, relationship between management and employees, or among employees and their organization that characterizes and grow out of employment. Now there are different definitions to industrial relations. As per their approach, institutional-based definition of industrial relations is that industrial relations are the sum of institutional processes that establish and administer the rules regulating workplace relations. Now social psychology based definition. Industrial relations are the sum of social psychological interactions between individuals. Class-based definition is industrial relations are the sum of institutions, interactions, and processes that are a product of wider social and economic influences, in particular the class divisions of contemporary capitalism. Now human resource management. Contracts of employment involving trade unions, worker collectives, labor codes, and government agencies, as well as management of conflict arising out of the personal interactions of individuals in the workplace, are part of labor management functions, that is recruitment, selection, training, development, performance management, and so on. Now employment relations or employee relations, that is contracts of employment involving trade unions, worker collectives, labor codes, and government agencies, as well as the management of conflict arising out of the personal interactions of individuals in the workplace, are part of workplace relations together with the normal functions of HRM. Now objectives of industrial relations. They are to enhance economic status of worker, to avoid industrial conflicts and their consequences, to extend and maintain industrial democracy, to provide an opportunity to the worker to have a say in the management decision making, to regulate production by minimizing conflicts, to provide forum to the workers to solve their problems through mutual negotiations and consultations with management, to encourage and develop trade union in order to develop workers' collective strength. Industrial relations arise out of employer-employee relations formed by interaction of government, industry, and labor. Industrial relation is multidimensional. That is, it is influenced by complex set of institutional, economic, and technological factors. Industrial relation is dynamic and changing. It keeps pace with employee expectations, trade unions, employer associations, and other economic and social institutions of society. Industrial relation is characterized by forces of conflict and compromise. Individual differences and disagreements resolved through constructive means. Government influences and shapes industrial relations with its laws, rules, agreements through executive and judicial machinery. So industrial relations covers grievances, disciplinary measures, ethics, standing orders, collective bargaining, participatory schemes, and dispute settlement mechanism, etc. It is interactive as well as consultative in nature in resolving conflicts, controversies, and disputes between labor and management. Industrial relation for management is management union relationship, employer-employee relationship, relationship among various groups of employees, effect of extraneous factors like state, social, political, economical factors on workplace relationship. Now, approaches to organizations. It may be unitary, pluralistic, Marxist, or psychological, based on different definitions. Unitary is grounded in mutual cooperation, individual treatment, teamwork, and shared goals. Pluralistic is belief in the existence of more than one ruling principle, giving rise to a conflict of interest. Marxist conflict arises not because of rift between management and workers, but because of the division in the society between those who own resources and those who have only labor to offer. Psychological approach is differences in the perceptions of labor and management with respect to factors influencing their relations, that is, wages. Systems, a social subsystem within the economical and political systems. Sociological factors such as value system, customs and tradition, etc. affect the relations between labor and management. Human behavior is influenced by feelings, sentiments, and attitudes. There are two approaches to solve a conflict. First is Giri approach, that is collective bargaining and joint negotiations be used to settle disputes between labor and management, and outside interference to be avoided. Guardian principle, workers' right to strike, but caution that this right be exercised in just cause and in a peaceful and non-violent manner for minimum wages, etc. Like satyagraha, non-violence, non-cooperation. Now, role of management in industrial relation. Organization is represented through officials designated in the organization structure for coordination of activities relating to employee benefits, regulating terms and conditions of employment, providing welfare and social security benefits. Coordination is done through graded hierarchical and formal communication channels of orders and directives. Style and manner in which employer organizations get work and regulate the terms and conditions of employment affects the industrial relations of the unit. Now, role of government in industrial relation. Government or state machinery regulates the relationship between workers' organization and employers' organization. It does it through statutes and legislations, judiciary, labor courts, industrial tribunals, and executive machinery that lays down rules, procedures, and gives awards and monitors them. Now, factors affecting employer-employee relations. Internal factors. Effective and agreed procedures for discussing and resolving grievances or handling disputes within the company. Inter-union rivalries in case of more than one union. Effectiveness and capability of managers and supervisors in resolving grievances and handling disputes. Company's strategy with respect to expansion, diversification, contraction, stabilization, turnaround, and stagnation, etc. Quality of work life. Growth and development opportunities in the company, degree of autonomy and empowerment given to employees. Now, external factors constitutes militancy of unions, nationally or locally, authority and effectiveness of the employer's family, extent to which bargaining is carried out at the national or local or plant level, effectiveness of any national or local procedure agreements that may exist, employment situation nationally or locally, legal framework within which industrial relation exists. Now, social security is one of the key components of labor welfare. It also decides industrial relations. It refers to all such services, amenities, and facilities to the employees that improve their working conditions as well as their standard of living. It ensures that employees shall be protected against all types of social risks that may cause undue hardship to them in fulfilling their basic needs. It is an attempt by the employer and the state to constitute measures that mitigate such social risks. So we can see that industrial revolution is nothing but the relationship between employer, employee, and organization in which he is working. And for this it is dependent on two factors, internal and external. So internal factor, what is internal? Internal factor is what is organization all about, what are the procedures, what are the customs followed in the organization. And external constitutes the procedures, norms laid down by government, society, etc. So these three are interdependent. These three are interdependent, and they are dependent on the internal and external factors prevailing there. This means that whenever the conflict arises, it is between them all the three. So to avoid conflict or to solve that conflict, there must be constructive effort, not destructive. The conflict must be resolved by constructive effort, by collective bargaining, by means of trade unions or through any other agencies. So one question asked in previous year, that is statement 1, industrial relation is currently more influenced by the external market forces than the power play between employer and employees. Yeah, it is very much true. After globalization, it is more influenced by the external market forces. Statement 2 is the forces of globalization had made competition so imperative that unions and their tactics like stopping productivity no more hold good. Yeah, that we can see in the Maruti case happened in Manesar Gurgaon. So we can say that statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. So assertion and reason both are correct, and they are having an explanation is holds good for the statement 1. So option will be A for this. This is all it. Subscribe to this channel for free education. Promote it among friends. For any queries or suggestions, mail us at pathanlighter@gmail.com. Thank you.